The story of the Ottoman Empire begins in the chaotic landscape of the 13th century Anatolia. The once mighty Seljuk Sultanate of Rum was crumbling under Mongol pressure, and the Byzantine Empire was barely holding on. Amid this instability and chaos, a small ambitious leader called Osman emerged. His journey would lay the foundation for an empire that would last over 600 years. Osman was the leader of a small Turkish principality, or beylik, near the Byzantine border. Like many other Turkish warlords, he fought for territory, but Osman had something the others didn't: vision. His warriors, known as Ghazis, were devoted fighters who saw themselves as the champions of Islam against the fading Christian Byzantines. In 1302, Osman won a decisive battle against the Byzantines at the Bathius. This victory secured his control over more land and inspired more Turkish fighters to join his cause. He established a stronghold in Sut, and his domain began to expand, carving out a lasting foothold in western Anatolia. Upon Osman's death in the 1320s, his son, Orhan, took over. Orhan was a different kind of leader. While his father was a warrior, Orhan was a state builder. He transformed the Ottoman beylik into a structured state, introducing a standing army and centralized administration. One of Orhan's greatest achievements was the capture of Bursa in 1326. This city became the first major Ottoman capital, making the shift from a nomadic principality to a settled power. With this, the Ottomans started transitioning from a loose band of warriors to a structured state. The Ottomans didn't stop in Anatolia. Under Orhan's son Murad, they crossed into the Balkans in 1371. At the Battle of Maritsa, they crushed a coalition of Balkan forces, securing the foothold in Europe. This was a turning point for the Ottomans, as now they were a multi-continental power. Murad continued expanding until he faced some Serbian forces at the Battle of Kosovo in 1389. The battle was brutal, ending with a Pyrrhic victory for the Ottomans, though Murad himself was assassinated on the battlefield. His son Bayezid took the throne and solidified Ottoman rule. Bayezid was an ambitious leader, but he faced a major threat: Tamerlane, the powerful Central Asian warlord, in 1402. At the Battle of Ankara, Bayezid was defeated and captured. His death threw the empire into chaos, leading to a decade-long civil war. It wasn't until Mehmed I emerged victorious in 1413 that the empire stabilized. He reunited Ottoman lands, paving the way for his successors to continue the empire's expansion. Fast forward to 1451, Mehmed II, later known as Mehmed the Conqueror, became Sultan. His ultimate goal: to take Constantinople, the heart of the Byzantine Empire. For centuries, the Byzantines had held out against countless sieges, but this time was different. Mehmed had built a massive fortress of Homli Hisar to cut off Byzantine reinforcements. He also assembled a massive army, over 80,000 troops, and most importantly, brought in something new: huge cannons that would breach the city's legendary walls. After weeks of relentless bombardment, the Ottomans launched their final assault on the 29th of May 1453. The city's defenses collapsed and the Ottomans poured in. The last Byzantine emperor, Constantine XI, died fighting, and the city that had stood for over 1,000 years finally fell. With Constantinople now in Ottoman hands, Mehmed declared it the new capital of his empire. The city was soon renamed Istanbul, would become one of the greatest centers of civilization, marking the true beginning of golden age of Islam during the Ottoman Empire.